I think women's health and reproductive rights are a woman's choice.
Yes.
I grew up. I grew up with a single mom, a sister, and 6 aunts, and so I know don't mess with women's rights, let alone their decision or their choice to choose. I think this is a no-brainer. I think whoever represents this district, I think needs to have that perspective. I mean, this is a Democratic seat. You know, Barrett won at 68% in the recall. I think whoever holds this seat has to be a champion, not just of labor rights, not just for teachers and unions, but also I think for women's rights. Whether that's us or Deb, I mean, she's probably the best equipped, literally. But I think no matter who it is, they have to keep that in mind. You know, I don't think we should be, taking the Bible, or a book of any religion, and telling people that if it's against their religion that they can't legally prescribe or distribute women's health care related items. I mean, I think that's morally wrong. People always say the Bible, the Bible, the Bible. Well, I say, well, I subscribe to the Constitution first, and so I would not support any legislation similar to that.
Also pro-choice. Actually, I knocked on a lady's door yesterday, and her first question was, she said, "I heard about you," again, but I was a nice lady. It sounds like something so ominous to say I'm a nice lady. But she said, "Are you pro-choice or are you pro-life?" And I said, "I am pro-choice." And she said, "Well, then I can't vote for you because I'm pro-life." And I said, I respected that opinion, and then she talked to me a little more about the Bible, etc. And I said, mostly because I will never suppose to know what goes on in the life of somebody that makes those kind of hard decisions. You know, we all make hard decisions in life about our medical care, and that is another one where it is strictly a woman's decision. And I feel sadness if that has to be the only choice, but I certainly expect that it should be a choice, and it should be their choice. And that's what I say.
Well, I guess to start, to answer your question, I would not support such legislation. Life is difficult enough without government getting in your bedroom. Thank you. I was raised by a strong, smart, caring, intelligent woman who taught me to respect people regardless of their gender. And with all of these pieces of legislation passed in Wisconsin in the last year, I think it's really important that we as men recognize that these attacks on women are attacks on us. When women, thank you, when women's rights are threatened, it's our rights that are threatened. When women's safety and confidence in future and being certain of their options is threatened, it's our freedoms that are threatened. And so I think that's just really important to remember. I will strongly stand for women's rights. There's just, to me, there's not.
Okay. I support a very proactive sex education. I'm an advocate for contraception, being proactive, educating our children. But I have to be honest here with you on this issue, because you need to know who I am. I'm an Irish Catholic. I'm pro-life. I'll just say it that way. I do not want to force my beliefs on you. But I cherish life so much that I just don't believe that abortion should be a simple elective measure just because I don't want to have a child. And many of you here probably won't agree with me on that, but you have to know that about me. This issue has passed through my life more than once. this is a very personal issue. It needs to stay in your home, and you make that own decision. But my son was working in Chicago. His wife was in pharmacy school, and they came home one weekend, and guess what? She's pregnant. What are we going to do? And we talked about this at length. What are your options? But I said, in my opinion is, your mom and I are here. We will do all we can to help you raise that child. We think you should have the child. And they did, and my granddaughter is 4 years old, and she is the love of my life. Now, that's your business. I stand so firm with women's rights. That's your business to choose. And I want to tell you a story about how valuable that is to me. My partner as a paramedic for several years was a young woman named Jamie Keshnick. And she could do it all. Equal pay, equal work. In fact, she is the first lieutenant on the Janesville firefighter. But again, I'm saying over and over because I'm glad this finally has come up because I feel relieved about this. And I don't want to apologize, but I understand if you disagree with me on this. But you know, I'm glad it came out, and thank you for letting me express my feeling. Yes.
Can I ask you a follow-up, Mr. Moore?
Please do.
I respect your position about abortion.
Yes, ma'am.
I respect your beliefs. But Scott Walker and the Republican legislature, they have made it clear that if they can, they will place laws in effect that will either make it very difficult or near on impossible for a woman to get an abortion in this state. If you're elected, and if legislation is introduced that would make abortion in this state illegal, would you vote for it?
No. But I will be a proponent of to choose life. That's how I choose in my life. If you come into my house and ask me what to do, that's what I would do, and I will, and that's just who I am. Right now, in our society, there will be that choice. I mean, it's just human nature right now in America that's there. And as a representative, and as a healthcare provider, as a firefighter, paramedic, it's imperative to me, even though I don't agree with it, that it's done safely. That we don't have some sort of, you know, since before '73, I'm not sure exactly what was going on with this issue. You know, I don't know. I was in high school and it wasn't something on my radar. But you know, I've talked to my father, Randy. I've talked to other lay people in my community. You know, when this thing passes through your life, it's a whole different scenario. You know, you start talking about rape and incest and medical necessity and viability, and you know, these things are just tragedies. So I don't know if I answered your question or not. That's not on my agenda.
Yeah,
I don't think that's on.
I wanted to know,
Yes.
would you vote for that?
No, I'd be glad to ask this lady. Go ahead. Thank you. Well, that's up to you.
I'm going to ask you to do what now. Very good